This is the Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammy. And if you like DIYs, hauls, flips, and everything farmhouse, you are in the right place. Let's get into DIY number one. All right, guys, today is Third Thursday Thrift Flip, and I am flipping these candle holders. I bought that huge 5-wick candle from TJ Maxx, and it was on super clearance, and I loved it, and I burned it, and I honestly bought it for the jar that it came in, or the bowl. I guess it's a bowl because it's huge, but anyway. So I bought some wicks from Hobby Lobby. I'm melting down all of my old candles from Bath and Body Works and some other candles from Dollar Tree. And then I mix them together so that I can have the scent. And then I also added my own scent that I bought from Joann's. Okay, so when using recycled candles or old candles that you've already burned, you want to make sure that you strain it. I bought that strainer at Dollar Tree. Okay, here's what my candles look like after 24 hours. Definitely need another candle to fill that in. So, and this is scent. All I have to do for that is take a hair dryer or my heat gun and melt that down a little bit and smooth it over, and it'll be fine. I just wanted it to have a lot of scent. And my wax, my little things here got stuck in the wax right there, and that's okay. We can fix all that. No big deal. I haven't cut the wicks yet because I was waiting for another candle. I had to go to Dollar Tree and get another one. So always have one in the wings. We're melting this one, and we're going to fill this one and this one. And I might just pour some over the green one just to make it, just to finish it off. So let's do that now. Be very careful, this is super hot. And also, you might want to put down some wax paper. I didn't, but I mean, you can scrape the wax off pretty easily off your cabinet. But if you don't want to have to do that, just put down some butcher block paper, wax paper, newspaper, whatever, to protect your cabinets. Well, spilling it on the cabinet, I didn't want to do that. Okay, we're gonna fill this the rest of the way. And then we'll just pour the rest over this. And take that out. Okay, so now I gotta clean up wax. But that's okay, it's easy to clean. It's easy to clean. So you can put wax paper down if you don't want to have to clean up wax. Otherwise, it's fine. It cleans up really easy. Okay, it's time to cut the wicks, but I'm going to cut them a little long until it sets up, and then I will go back and trim them more. All right, guys, today is Third Thursday Thrift Flips, and Elizabeth from Southern Gmore Gals and myself, Tammy from the Rusted Willow, host this every third Thursday of the month. So if you would like to join us, please send us a message on Instagram. Just let us know, and we will add you to the chat. All right, guys, back to DIY number two. Okay, so these nightstands, I got 2 of these. They are called Gursken, I think, Gursken, Gursken. And we got them from Ikea. They were $20, like $19.99 when I bought them. However, they have gone up since I purchased them. At the time of this video, they were $24.99. So I could not find any little nightstands to fit beside our bed. So my husband said, let's get these. And I'm like, ooh, I don't want those. They're just plain Jane. No way. And I'm like, well, if we get them, I'm making them over. He goes, I don't care. So what I do is I add trim to the front, which I changed my mind. I didn't like that trim. So I took it off and I retrimmed it out. I added shiplap to the back. And here we go. I'm adding shiplap to the back, and I'm showing you just little brad nails. Now, the trick to this is you have to get them in straight, because if you don't get them in straight, then they're going to be poking out the sides, either on the outside or the inside. And I was pretty lucky. I only had one nail that went kind of wonky. So just be very careful. Make sure you get your nailer or your brad nailer straight as can be, and use little tiny nails, and then you can nail these down. So I left a space at the top as well so that we can get our charging cords through there for our phones or whatever we needed. So that way, if we had something to go on the first shelf that needed to be charged or plugged in, there would be room for the plugs to go through there. And then my vision was to paint everything, spray paint everything black, then distress it after painting it white, and then I kind of went off the rails and changed my mind, like I did with the trim. So that's kind of how I do things. Like, I just craft by the seat of my pants. I have an idea of what I want to do, or I have a vision, and then sometimes it comes to fruition and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it changes in the middle of everything. So after I get the trim all nailed down, I go back and I fill all the holes with wood filler. I also fill the screw holes on the side because I didn't want to see those. I wanted it to look like not a fabricated piece of furniture. So I fill the holes, I sand them down, and then I give it a good coat of flat 2x Rust-Oleum black primer. And here it is, all primed and ready to go. So after I prime it, then I take it in the house, and we're going to use this Jacobean stain. Jacobine. I cannot say the name of this stain. Anyway, just bear with me. I'll do my best. Jacobean, I think is what it's called. And I am going to stain these little feet that I got from Lowe's. They actually got some more in. They've been out for a really long time, and they're like you get two for like $2.96 or $2.98 or something like that. So they're only $3 a package for 2 feet. So if you find them, grab them. So I bought 4 packages because I needed 8 feet, 4 per nightstand. And I have that little foam block there because I am going to stain these and then stick them in that foam block to dry, which worked out amazing. So I was kind of showing you, that the wood grain on these feet are not all the same. So if you can, when you pick out your packages, make sure you try to get the wood grain that you want. You either want, like this one is more solid and there's not much really wood grain to it, but then this next one is, well, it's got a lot of design to it, and I like that. So just be mindful of when you do pick out your packages. See, you can see it has lots of design on it. Try to get them all to match, and I didn't think about that at the time. I just saw them and grabbed them because I'm like, ooh, they got some feet in. I like these, and I'm buying them. So there you go. There's all 8 of my feet, and I was just finishing up the last one. They all fit perfectly in this little foam block, so that was awesome. And then I start staining the shiplap on the back. Now this is just underlayment that I used. Well, actually I'm shiplapping my walls in the basement, so which that video will come out as soon as my room is done. Still working on it, lots of projects. I stain it with the same color stain, and then I was just showing you that that's what I use. So I used underlayment, stained it with the Jacobian to match the feet. Now I am going to paint these nightstands with this linen all-in-one paint. Now, it is not a chalk paint. It is a paint that has primer and sealer in it, and it takes 48 to 72 hours to cure, but for the entire cure time, it takes up to 30 days. So now this paint you can use on furniture, cabinets, things like that. It's supposed to be a very heavy duty paint. I primed these with the black spray paint because I fully intended to distress them. However, so I didn't like the way the paint was coming out. Now when I bought the sample paint, it was amazing. I painted an end table and a bench with one little tiny 8-ounce jar of the sample. And on these two nightstands, I used over a half a quart. So they took like 4 coats of paint. I put on light coats. I used different brushes because I just didn't feel like I was getting the coverage that I needed. There's my baby Mazikeen. She is a blood donor dog, and she gave blood this day, and she was pretty needy when she got home, which is okay. I gave her lots of love because she saved a doggy's life that day. Very proud of her. Anyway, poor thing. She wasn't feeling good. So she's like, Mama, I just want you to love me. Okay, it's hard to paint when you got a doggy trying to get on your lap. That's not a lap dog. Okay. All right, back to the paint. You cannot overwork this paint. You have to put it on in a couple of coats and be done. It dries smooth, but you can see the brush strokes, and I didn't like that. Okay, so here's where we're at. This is 2 coats. It's really nice and soft. Oh, my ring scratches it, so don't do that. This is 2 coats. This is 1 coat. This is Leonidas. 1 coat, 2 coats. So I'm gonna have to go over it a 3rd time. This is 2 coats inside. And there we go. So I'm hoping it's as durable as it's supposed to be. It better be, because I got so tired of painting these. That's why there's only a few projects in this video, because it took so long to get good coverage on these nightstands, and I did not want them to be streaky. So I don't know if I'm going to distress them or not. That's to be continued. So anyway, my husband decided he's going to help me. We cut some blocks of wood, and he is going to put the feet on because there's nothing to screw the feet into. And then he used screws that were too long. Well, 1 screw that was too long. And it went through the side of the nightstand. And he, anyway, he felt really bad. And I think he thought he was going to lose his life that night. Which very well could have happened. But he luckily woke up the next morning and was not smothered by my pillow. So anyway, there's that. And we fixed it, and you can't even tell that the screw went through the side. So there you go. So anyway, he added these blocks of wood. He used a jig to make those little pilot holes. And then he made other pilot holes for the legs, and then he screwed them in. I was actually putting my 4th coat of paint on the other nightstand. These took way longer than they should have. I love, love, love the linen color with the dark stain. I think they just turned out gorgeous. Love them. So here's a look at them. I still have the painter's tape in there because I was waiting for the paint to dry. And this is 4 coats of paint, inside and out. It's gorgeous. It looks nice. It matches the bed pretty well. I think it's a little bit lighter than our bed frame. And the most important thing is they fit where they're supposed to. We had to get nightstands that were a certain size. All right, guys, don't forget to go over and visit Elizabeth's channel as well as the playlist. I will have the playlist and Elizabeth's channel, Southern Gmore Gals, listed down below in my description box, and I cannot wait to see what everybody made. This Third Thursday Thrift Flip collaboration is my absolute favorite. Let's get into the final reveal. So this is what the nightstands looked like. And as I said at the time of this filming, it is $24.99. And this is what mine look like. And there's one of my candles that I poured. So I added that trim. I love that trim. That's my grandbaby when she was 1. And this is my side. There's my other candle that I poured. And they fit there perfectly. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, here's some more that you might like as well. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.